Lost in all the, oh yeah, Deshaun Watson wants a trade, perhaps to Miami hoopla is, oh yeah, the Dolphins might be ready to Rosen their number 5 overall pick quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa. Now, if the Dolphins do indeed move on from Tua and say the Texans don't want him in exchange for Deshaun, or hell, the Dolphins just grab a quarterback at 3 and then they sell off Tua, should the Vikings be interested in the Derby? Now, before we get into the, well, what are you doing? No, Tua, he's injured, he's small, he's whatever. But this is not as a replacement for Kirk Cousins. I think the Vikings do roll with Kirk for the next 2 seasons. But what is so wrong with having a solid, young, backup quarterback with potential, huh? When's the last time we had that? Joe Webb as a joke, Blazer. Right. So again, what is so wrong about improving the most important position in all of team sports? I want to know. Right, so let's talk about Tua today. So 22 years old. Yeah, Tua's only 22. 6'1", 217, was a junior coming out of Alabama, was a former 5-star recruit from powerhouse St. Louis High School in Honolulu. And then he was the number 1 dual threat quarterback in the nation. Big time get for Nick Saban and company. Split time with current Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts in 2017 as a true freshman, and eventually replaced Hurts in the national title game against Georgia. And of course, threw the game-winning touchdown pass in overtime to fellow true freshman Devontae Smith, who's going to be a Viking. No big deal. Then 2018 came in as the starter. Jalen Hurts gracefully went to the bench. High character on both these guys for the way that they handled this in a mature manner. But threw for 3,966 yards passing, 12.8 yards per attempt, 43 touchdowns, completed 69% of his passes. Nice. As well as had 5 rushing touchdowns. Somehow, some way, came in second in the Heisman voting to Kyler. It's rigged, even though Kyler's my guy. And then they stomped Oklahoma in the college football playoff. Yeah. Drew Samia, Quinn Williams, nice to meet you. And then they ultimately lost to Clemson and Trevor Lawrence in the national title game 2019. So he threw for 2,840 yards passing, 33 touchdowns, 3 picks, but ultimately dislocated his hip in a game against Mississippi State, and that was all she wrote. Rehabbed extremely well. Wasn't able to work out the combine, but still ended up being the number 5 overall pick by the Dolphins. This season as a rookie, threw for 1,814 yards, completed 64.1% of his passes, 11 touchdowns, 5 picks, also ran for 3 touchdowns. The Dolphins were 6-3 in games that he started. They ended up 10-6, missing the playoffs. Tua was bad. He was straight up booty week 17 against the Bills, but, whatever. But what Flores was doing, it was Fitzmagic, and then Tua would start, and then Fitzmagic would come in almost as like a bullpen pitcher. It was like, okay, so either he's a quarterback or is he not, or he's not. And Flores really seemed non-committal to Tua all season, right? And frankly, his rookie season was decent. It was, and it was what you expect from a rookie quarterback. Now, maybe we got spoiled by how sublime Justin Herbert was, even though he's not the offensive rookie of the year, as well as how good Joe Burrow looked at times before he got hurt. So I don't know why Brian Flores and Chris Greer are apparently ready to give up on this kid. Like, they're just, done, we know we took you number 5 overall. We know that we took you before Justin Herbert. I don't get it. And also, like, if you pull a 180 and just like kick Tua to the curb, if you're the GM Chris Greer, luck's bad on you, man. You took Tua at 5 as like, oh, you get rid of him a year later. You Rosen him with Justin Herbert on board. That's a bad look on you, man. It is. But say that they do. Say that they are ready to punt on him. Say that the Texans don't want him if Deshaun gets traded to Miami, or if they just take a quarterback at 3. Should the Vikings be in on Tua as a backup / QB of the future, potential QB of the future? Yes. 100, 1,000, a Google percent. Yes, absolutely. So the Dolphins ironically got Rosens from the Cardinals for a 2nd and a future 5th round pick. So if we're talking about draft capital, if we're talking about taking away future picks, what about the 3rd and 4th right now? Take away the whole future aspect of it. Vikings have 2 third-rounders. They're going to have 4 fourth-rounders. So how about a 3rd and 4th? Or hell, if we're going to lowball, how about 2 fourths? Maybe even 3 fourths. I don't know. I don't care. If the fire sale is indeed on and they do trade for Deshaun or do draft a quarterback at 3, some potential leverage could be gone. So that might be the best they could get, right? Right. And since the Vikings have a 2nd-round pick, that's potentially the best that the Vikings could offer. So would you do that? Would you give up a 3rd and a 4th for a high-end backup quarterback with promise? Yeah, I think I would. And yes, you can talk about, you can be worried about his size. You can be worried about his durability. You could be worried about, oh, he doesn't have a cannon like Herbert or Jordan Love. But then again, who does? But people forget, man, people's memory are just like, on to the next thing. Tua was a bad man at Alabama, dude. Because remember, before Joe Burrow blew up his season at LSU, for 2 years, it was hashtag tank for Tua. That's exactly what it was. Tua was an assassin at Alabama. He still has the eye of the tiger. He's absolute surgeon with accuracy, throws with great anticipation, great pocket awareness and mobility. We need a mobile quarterback. Well, you could have one in Tua. Just a humble, high character, leader of men, and a guy who's going to will himself to victory. And also, yeah, arm strength, it's whatever. It's just as good or better than Joe Burrow, by the way. By the way, Joe Burrow is Greg Maddux. Like, Joe Burrow really is Joe Montana in terms of arm strength. So it's not the be-all, end-all. But if the plan is to roll with Cousins for 2 more years, again, with Cousins' contract, it's either 0 more years or 2 more years. I think it's going to be 2 more years. But you give up the 3 and the 4 for Tua, or 4-4-4, whatever combination Miami wants. For the former number 5 overall pick, he's certainly better than any mid-round quarterback that you're going to get in this draft, since Desmond Ridder went back to school. But also, you still have a guy on his rookie deal. Yes, number 5 overall pick money, but also you don't have to carry a signing bonus on your cap, so it's whatever. But you can sit, learn, absorb, and you have a viable backup option to Kirk. Why wouldn't you? Plus, you look how Tua operated at Alabama in a pro-style system, making the throws that he's going to have to make in a Kubiak-adjacent type offense here. Also, him and Justin friggin' Jefferson, and hell, maybe you do draft Devontae Smith. Woo! Roll Tide. Like, at worst, you have a nice, high-end, young backup quarterback, and if he isn't the guy, he isn't the guy. You're out a 3rd and 4th round pick. Who the F cares, right? But if he takes off, if he pans out on that potential that he had the first couple years at Alabama before he got hurt, if he pans out on that number 5 overall pick potential, come on, baby. Let's go. All right, but your thoughts, Vikings, Tua? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, pull some November. But until next time, Skol, production value.